Good morning and welcome to the TRA Virtual Training Academy and our comprehensive training on TRA's gap cover products for 2025. I'm Warren Gates, and with our AI team, we'll be walking through the latest updates and changes that are crucial for you to know as brokers, employers, and policyholders alike. Our goal today is to make sure you have a working knowledge of our product range and administrative tools so that you can be informed and in turn, inform your clients and staff. Please remember that after this session, you can complete the online accreditation assessment using the link provided. Let's start by having a quick look at Gap Cover 101.
Thanks, Warren. Hello, everyone. My name is Rulebook Ray. I'm the Rules and Benefits guy here at the TRA Virtual Training Academy. If you need a definition or ruling on anything, come to me. So let's get started. Did you know that gap cover is simply a short-term insurance policy that covers the difference between what your registered medical aid scheme pays and the actual fees charged by a service provider? That's right. And this difference is sometimes called a shortfall or gap, hence the name gap cover. This type of policy may also cover shortfalls caused by your medical aid's benefit design, i.e. co-payment, sublimit, and network arrangement shortfalls.
Thank you, Professor Ray. Remember that the gap cover policy is not designed to cover shortfalls on day-to-day consultations or treatment. Generally, the shortfalls must relate to a hospital admission. TRA's gap cover products, however, cover a list of out-of-hospital procedures, but they must have been authorized and paid from the in-hospital or major medical benefit as if they were a hospitalization event.
Thanks, Leah. Now, we know there's another member of our AI team that just bursting to say, hello.
Here's Gappy.
Thanks, Warren. Well, you all know me as Gappy, and like TRA that turned 25 this year, I've also matured. I'm actually 45 in robot years, which means I sound more sophisticated and more premium. How fascinating! Yes! Getting back to our training, remember too that you cannot take out a gap cover policy for shortfalls on a primary healthcare insurance product. It has to be a medical aid scheme registered with the Council for Medical Schemes.
Finally, gap cover policies are not medical aid schemes. The cover is not the same as that of a medical aid scheme. The cover is not a substitute for a medical aid scheme membership, and the cover provided thereunder is not the same. That's a lot of compliance wording, but very important. Well, those are the basic principles of gap cover. Let's take a look at the TRA offering.
We know that TRA has been in business since 1999 and that they are an authorized financial services provider that specialize in short-term health solutions. But did you know that the underwriter of the TRA gap cover product range is Auto and General Insurance Company Limited, a licensed non-life insurer and financial services provider? They are part of Telesure Investment Holdings and one of South Africa's biggest insurers.
The TRA product range consists of 4 products: Basic Cover 300, which is the entry-level product. Vital Cover Plus and Super Cover Plus are the 2 mid-range products, and Absolute Cover Plus is our flagship offering. Irrespective of the benefit levels, all of the products offer main benefits that are subject to an aggregate annual limit of 210,580 Rand per insured person. This amount is calculated annually according to regulations under the Short-Term Insurance Act of 1998 and is increased annually by the official CPI as published by Statistics South Africa. A link to our table showing the historical and current limits appears in the gap cover information sheet.
For 2025, most of the individual benefit categories have been increased by 5%.
When it comes to prescribed minimum benefits, all of the products will cover shortfalls related to PMBs. But medical aids have to review these claims first before we can be sure that there is a valid claim. Obviously, the main benefit of a gap cover policy is to cover various tariff shortfalls, which we cover as follows. Firstly, we cover the shortfall that arises after your medical aid has processed your account and is due to service providers charging above scheme tariff for authorized procedures, for example, childbirth. The cover is limited to a percentage of the original scheme tariff, which varies between 300% and 700% based on product choice. In a new benefit for 2025, we also cover tariff shortfalls for theatre and ward fees, consumables, laparoscopic and endoscopic equipment, and which may also include consumables related to MRI, CT, PT scans.
Both of these benefits apply to authorized in-hospital and in lieu of hospital procedures, where the medical aid pays a portion of the fees from its in-hospital or major medical benefit. Our third tariff shortfall benefit, and which is another new one for 2025, sees us cover shortfalls on specialist consultations in a doctor's room before a member is going for an in-hospital procedure. Based on product choice, the benefit is limited to a number of consultations per policy per annum and up to a maximum of 500 Rand per consultation.
Let us now talk about the TRA casualty unit benefit. We provide cover if necessary from Rand 1 for treatment that occurs in a casualty or emergency room unit linked to a hospital.
That's correct, Gappy, but the treatment must be for injuries caused by an accident. Bear in mind that we generally describe an accident as an unfortunate incident that happens unexpectedly and unintentionally, typically resulting in damage or injury, and which requires immediate medical attention.
I bet you didn't know how fast accidents can happen. In just 5 seconds, you could face a domestic mishap, a vehicle crash, a horse bite, a dog bite, or even a bee sting. Stay alert and stay safe.
Examples include domestic accidents, vehicle accidents, dog bites, bee stings, etc. Treatment for an adult policyholder who has a very sore stomach and flu-like symptoms at midnight does not qualify for this benefit, but treatment due to a car accident where the patient or policyholder is bleeding definitely will. For children under the age of 8, we do things differently, and they may be admitted for any treatment between the hours of 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. from Monday to Friday, from 7 p.m. on a Friday until 7 a.m. on a Monday, and all day on a public holiday.
Thank you, Ray. You know, I never know whether to call you Rulebook Ray, Professor Ray, or Uncle Ray, but all I know is you are our go-to person for the facts. Another thing I know is that our exciting third new benefit for 2025 sees us look to cover casualty follow-up consultations, provided that the initial treatment must have taken place in a casualty or emergency room unit linked to a hospital following an accident. That's great peace of mind knowing you can get the follow-up treatment you need. For absolute cover plus policy holders, we will cover the shortfall related to the use of out-of-network or non-DSP emergency medical services like ambulance services. This is our fourth new benefit for 2025 and allows freedom of choice. Awesome indeed.
Let us now turn our attention to co-payments. In our TRA world, we cover 3 types of co-payments. We cover the co-payment related to certain procedures, for example, a gastroscopy, colonoscopy, sigmoidoscopy, or proctoscopy. The co-payment or deductible is charged by your medical aid and relates to procedures performed in hospital or the doctor's rooms, but which have been authorized and paid from the in-hospital or major medical benefit. Importantly, the provider will be part of your scheme's designated provider network.
To confirm, Warren, we will also cover these shortfalls if a policyholder voluntarily uses a non-network provider, but they have to be on Super Cover Plus or Absolute Cover Plus. Lastly, we also cover the co-payment or deductible that your medical aid charges you for MRI, CT or PET scans, but which have been authorized and paid from the in-hospital or major medical benefit. It's safe to say that the co-payment cover offered by TRA is indeed comprehensive. I've checked with Leah and she'll give us all the facts regarding sublimit cover.
We offer 3 sublimit benefits as follows. Firstly, we cover the shortfall on a service provider account that is not covered because you have reached the sublimit for internal prostheses imposed by your medical aid. Secondly, we cover the shortfall on a service provider account that is not covered because you have reached the sublimit for MRI, CT or PET scans imposed by your medical aid. Lastly, We cover the shortfall on a service provider account that is not covered because you have reached the sublimit for colonoscopies and gastroscopies imposed by your medical aid. In all of these cases, medical aid must have authorized and paid the claims from the in-hospital or major medical benefit.
We'll now discuss a controversial benefit: dentistry.
Thanks, Gappy. And let's be clear, Uncle Ray. A gap cover policy is not intended to be covering shortfalls on day-to-day conservative dental treatment and consultations.
Absolutely correct, Warren. A gap cover policy is quite specific in that it looks to cover the shortfall that is due to service providers charging above scheme tariff for authorized dental procedures performed in hospital or in doctor's rooms, but they have to be paid from the in-hospital or major medical benefit only. We have two benefit categories in this regard. Firstly, adults and dependents over 18 years of age, where we will only cover treatment of impacted wisdom teeth, extractions, apicectomies, or loss of teeth due to oncology or trauma. Secondly, for dependents up to 18 years of age, we will look to cover any authorized procedure or treatment. We do not cover orthodontics or cosmetic surgery.
For our global fee benefit, we provide cover where a global fee has been negotiated between a medical aid and service providers for a specific procedure, for example robotic surgery. This includes all costs related to that procedure, but it sometimes happens that service providers charge amounts in excess of this global fee, causing a shortfall. Remember, this may not be related to a tariff rate, copayment or sublimit, but only to the global fee arrangement. Moving on to oncology, we provide the same benefits as we do for claims related to normal procedures and treatment. So we definitely offer tariff gap cover and copayment cover for oncology-related claims, but the level of cover differs based on product choice. In addition, and similar to a sublimit benefit, we offer our oncology extender benefit, which covers any approved cost above annual scheme oncology limit. This is subject to the medical aid scheme covering up to this limit first.
Our Oncology New Tech benefit provides cover for shortfalls or co-payments related to the latest technology oncology medication. Examples include Keytruda, Xalkori, Tagrisso, Yervoy, Zelboraf, and Imbruvica. This is obviously subject to a medical aid authorized treatment plan and designated service providers being utilized.
When it comes to breast reconstruction surgery, we cover the shortfall that arises after your medical aid has processed your account and is due to service providers charging above scheme tariff for medical aid approved, oncology-related, breast reconstruction surgery, including the unaffected breast. Again, this is subject to the gap cover percentage and medical aid approved treatment plan being covered up to scheme tariff and being within the annual scheme oncology limit.
Thanks, Leah. We've come to our last two benefits. Our fifth new benefit for 2025 is called the Maternity Follow-Up Consultation Benefit and sees the introduction of cover for the shortfall on a gynae or pediatrician account related to a consultation in the rooms within 6 weeks after childbirth. A nice one for all the new and expectant mums out there. Now, as you know, we provide cover for the shortfall between the general ward rate and the private ward rate for hospitalization, where an admission to a private ward occurred. Up to now, this has only been for childbirth, but for 2025, and representing the last of the new benefits, we will be extending this to non-childbirth as well. Uncle Ray, you want to confirm something?
Yes. At this stage, I'd like to confirm that the benefits you have seen up to now are subject to the annual aggregate limit of 210,580 Rand per insured person per annum. But wait, there's more.
You're right, Ray, there is more. Let us look at the additional benefits that are not subject to this limit you mentioned, which means that even if you have exhausted the limit, the following benefits are still available.
You're right, Gappy. These are our value-add benefits, and look, they do have their own individual limits. But let's see what's on offer. Leah, over to you.
Thanks again, Warren. Accidental death cover is simply a lump sum payout for death due to an accident, whether it is the principal insured or a dependent, while our policy extender benefit takes care of the full gap cover premium in the case of the accidental death of the main policyholder. Similarly, the medical aid contribution waiver provides cover towards a policyholder's medical aid contribution in the case of the accidental death of that main policyholder. Cover is limited to the lower of the actual medical aid contribution or the maximum amount allowed.
I'm always happy to talk about the TRA Assist program. Here, TRA partners with MobiMed Assistance to provide a mobile app and call center which has exciting services available to all gap cover policyholders, irrespective of option choice. These beneficial services include Home Drive, which is a designated driver platform including own vehicle or Uber services. There is a panic button which provides 24-hour access to a crisis manager who will guide you through an emergency. It also includes Road Guard, a security assistance service offered to clients that might find themselves next to the road due to a breakdown. Then we have the Medical Health and Trauma Counseling line, which offers unlimited access to qualified nurses 24 hours a day for telephonic emergency medical advice, assessment of symptoms, explanation of medical terms, etc. Policyholders can also submit their claims documents via the mobile app. Remember that should a policyholder not want to or cannot download the app, they can contact the call center on 08713 51241 for access and assistance.
In more exciting news, all TRA gap cover policyholders under the age of 71 have access to the benefit of comprehensive travel insurance. This is underwritten by Guardrisk Insurance Company Limited and administered by Hepstar Financial Services. The standout feature is the cover for emergency medical and related expenses of 1 million rand. This figure, even when converted to foreign currency, still provides enough cover to qualify for the most expensive visas, like the Schengen visa. The cover is also valid for 180 days, which is double what the average travel policy offers. Policyholders also qualify to buy a top-up plan to increase the medical and baggage-related cover, as well as adding cover for trip cancellation, pre-existing medical conditions, missed connections and more. So what are you waiting for? Book that overseas trip. We've got your emergency medical bills covered. Remember also that we offer a 20% discount on eSIM vouchers from Simtex. You don't need to purchase a new SIM card for every country that you visit. Simply join the platform, purchase your eSIM data and claim your discount.
Well, that covers the benefits on offer. Warren has asked me to discuss membership and eligibility. Here we go. So our 2025 gap cover policies provide benefits for a policyholder and their spouse and those financially dependent on them, i.e. a child or children and/or aged parents who are covered on one policy of a registered medical aid scheme. This is subject to proof of membership and the premium being based on the age of the oldest beneficiary. Members and their dependents can also be on 2 different medical aids and 1 gap cover policy, but only if they are legally married or common law partners verified by submission of an affidavit confirming 12 months of cohabitation. None of our policies impose an entry age limit. For the take-on process, we require a copy of the valid RSA ID or passport if there is no valid RSA ID of the main insured, together with a copy of the medical aid membership certificate. In addition, we also need to see proof of address less than 3 months old, which we can evidence via a list of documents including a utility bill, a telecom account, a store account statement, a bank statement with address, a DSTV account, or even a municipal letter. I know it's inconvenient, but in today's world we need to know our customers, and they don't call me Rulebook Ray for nothing. It is also very important to note that if a newborn baby, newly adopted child, or new spouse is to be added to a policy, TRA must be informed within 31 days and provided with written notice, for example, the birth certificate, adoption papers, marriage certificate, etc. of such an addition to the policy. If they are registered after the 31-day period mentioned above, waiting periods and exclusions may apply.
So when can you claim? TRA does not impose the regulatory general 3-month waiting period, and it is therefore possible to join today and claim tomorrow. However, to protect our book from anti-selection, we will impose other waiting periods, as described on our information sheet. These include the 10-month condition-specific waiting period, where no benefit will be paid within the first 10 months of membership for any gap cover policy if they relate to the prescribed list of conditions. This list is available on the info sheet and application form as well as in the terms and conditions documents. Bear in mind, however, that claims for these conditions received within the waiting period may be reviewed by medical management to establish whether they were in fact pre-existing or not.
Let me now make special mention that one of our most common risks and reasons for rejecting claims under a waiting period relates to maternity cases. This affects both us as a product provider and you as an intermediary in a negative way, and we should be vigilant to this form of anti-selection.
We also impose a cancer diagnosis waiting period, which means that if a policyholder was diagnosed with any form of cancer prior to membership, all related claims will be subject to a 9-month waiting period. If a policyholder has previously been diagnosed with cancer and is currently in remission, the policyholder needs to advise the insurer by way of medical evidence that the remission period has been for 2 or more consecutive years. Lastly, there is the pre-existing medical condition waiting period. Here we say that no claims relating to any pre-existing condition or conditions that may lead to hospitalization will be covered within the first 6 months of membership. We also reserve the right to request any clinical information from a policyholder's doctor should a claim in this period indicate a pre-existing condition or relate to a pre-existing condition. As with the other waiting periods, claims for these conditions received within the waiting period may be reviewed by medical management to establish whether they were in fact pre-existing or not.
Remember that if you come over from a similar gap cover product, we will only impose the balance of any existing waiting periods. Corporate business may also see waiting periods waived for employees depending on demographics.
Let's talk claims submission. We know that the most important aspect of any insurance policy is the customer experience when it comes to the submission, assessment, and paying out of claims. It doesn't matter if your provider offers a great deal on premiums and benefits if their claims paying ability isn't up to scratch. At TRA, we believe that our claims administration is one of our strengths. We have introduced many platforms to make life easier in this area, for example the online claims submission facility and mobile app. There is also the claims service channel, which is claims@totalrisksa.co.za. We need to make special mention of a few items regarding claims submissions, especially where brokers do it on behalf of clients. Firstly, if you submit password-protected documents, please give us those in a separate email so we're able to open them and retain our POPIA integrity. Secondly, remember that to accurately assess a claim, we need the correct information, which will be found on the provider statement, the medical aid statement, and either the relevant authorization letters or first 2 pages of the hospital account. It sounds obvious, but we also need to see the client's policy number. All these are vital to a quick, accurate, and efficient claims process. You will be aware that we have made arrangements with BestMed and MedShield for normal tariff gap claims to come to us automatically and directly, thereby saving policyholders the time and effort of submitting themselves. This does save time and errors, and we are constantly looking for other medical aids to partner with for similar arrangements. Whichever method is used, remember that claims submitted more than 6 months after the date of treatment will be rejected.
We have to talk about our premium adjustments. You have all seen the news regarding medical inflation. The increase in costs and utilization across the medical aid industry is felt by us too. All gap cover providers are under pressure now to maintain their benefit levels yet offer affordable cover. We believe in value and found it appropriate to introduce the 6 new benefits for next year, but mindful of the financial stability of our book, we have had to adjust our premiums for 2025 as follows. Basic cover 300 remains as is, and you can still get 300% gap cover for an individual for 99 Rand per month. That represents great value. Vital Cover Plus has increased by 60 Rand and is now 360 Rand per policy per month. It remains an affordable 700% offering. Super Cover Plus has increased by 50 Rand and is now 380 Rand per policy per month. Compared to competitor products and the rest of the TRA range, this product provides the best cost to benefit offering you will find. It makes sense that Super Cover Plus remains our most popular offering. Absolute Cover Plus has increased by 30 Rand and is now 620 Rand per policy per month. This represents a significant advantage over similar flagship products in the market. Our over 65 rates have also increased accordingly. As always, these are our retail rates, but we remain committed to reviewing them for your group and corporate business. Please speak to our Chief Commercial Officer, Alan Fritz, about your corporate clients because we know we are competitive from an overall solution point of view. That's it from me today.
Professor Ray, before we go, let me also confirm that in terms of premium administration, we do allow a 31-day grace period for non-payment of premiums, and will lodge a double debit order to recover the arrears if necessary. However, should it become necessary to terminate a policy due to non-payment, this cannot be automatically reinstated even if premiums are caught up. We mention this as a heads up to encourage you to monitor your clients and be aware of the effects of non-payment of premiums.
As we come to the end of this training session, let us remind you of the resource platforms that are available to brokers and policyholders. There is our admin portal where, as a policyholder, you can see all your personal benefit and claims information. As a broker, you can see this client information as well as your own brokerage details like commissions, member listings, etc. We have the 2 WhatsApp channels, one for brokers where we push out important information and one for policyholders where they can interact with our AI engine to get many of the commonly requested documents. By visiting our website, policyholders can interact with Gappy through our chatbot facility. Of course, we have our virtual customer services call center, which is run by Gift, where agents are waiting to take your call, and Mari and her team will assist with all your membership queries. Lizette will gladly assist with broker issues like commissions, broker codes, and accreditation. Alan is here to discuss your distribution and marketing strategies and to assist to grow your book. Lastly, Jeff and myself remain available to interact wherever possible. We really value the input of our brokers, and without your loyalty and commitment to our products, we wouldn't have a business. We thank you for your time and remind you to please look out for the link so you can complete the accreditation assessment relevant to this training. Thanks to Professor Ray and Leah for their contributions to our session, and I'm sure we'll have a last word from Gappy. Have a great day.
Don't stress, the gap is covered.